is Chaos with Thunderdog eSports, bringing you another replay cast of Week 4. We've got KLG going up against DuSt, and this is going to be game number 1. So, spawning in the upper left-hand corner here on Daedalus Points, it is going to be KLG's LeSbA. And spawning in the lower right-hand corner in the blue trunks for Team DuSt, it is going to be SLeet. So we've got a ZVZ here on Daedalus Point. Now, if I do remember correctly, these two teams are tied for second place currently in the Top Dog League. So we will have to see which one is going to take the lead. Actually, I think there are a lot of there are originally a bunch of teams that were stuck in second. So we'll see how things start to divide as we get to the end of week number 4. But yeah, ZVZ on Daedalus Point now. This is the new revised version, so we don't have quite a big ramp coming off the natural, but it is still quite painful and probably still one of the more favored vetoed maps here on the ladder right now. So far everything's coming pretty good. Now we do have an extractor first coming out of SLeet, so he's going to be applying some significant early game pressure. So we'll have to see whether or not he's going to be able to get anything accomplished with that. The extractor is going to finish up, and there the drones. So yes, he's going to be going for a very, very early speed, while his opponent LeSbA is going to be going for a hatchery first. So that's definitely going to be a little bit of an issue. Now, this is a fairly big map, so you know you've got a fair amount of distance in between both bases. So, depending on when he chooses to get that spawning pool, which appears to be right after the extractor, so pretty much the latest timing that you can have for a spawning pool, this might actually be a little bit of an issue for LeSbA. We'll have to see whether or not he's going to be able to defend it, and how many lings actually do come out. We only have a couple larvae coming out here from SLeet, so the first 2 lings are on their way, and then we also have our queen coming out as well as speed. So yeah, definitely looking to put on some serious aggression. So the question of the day is, will LeSbA be able to hold this off? Now, the spawning pool will be done pretty much in time. He should have lings out. The question of the day is will LeSbA actually get in and scout that he's going for speed rather than just simply building lings and sending them across the field. Now, SLeet is going to go ahead and plant down his baneling nest in preparation to do some significant damage to that economy. Doesn't want to give KLG any opportunity for defending this. Now, it does look like KLG is going to be putting down LeSbA is going to go ahead and put down his spine crawler and get things in, start that defense up. SLeet's going to try and focus this down, but LeSbA's got to be very, very careful not to lose any of these early lings, and it looks like that spine crawler is going to get canceled. So yeah, so far things are looking pretty good for SLeet's attack. Ooh, that spine crawler is going to get taken down, so that is a nice little setback that SLeet put on LeSbA, considering that's 100 minerals lost. So apparently there's some debating on what's going on when the stream was live, but LeSbA's got a fair number of lings, and speed is actually now going to be done, so he's going to have the mobility that he wants. But the question is will these baneling hits actually be very effective? Now, that was a nice little Overlord pick, considering that is going to supply block SLeet for a little bit of time. One queen is going to go ahead and get down, and SLeet is going for the second one. Will there be enough? More lings running in here, and LeSbA's lings are falling very, very rapidly, and it looks like SLeet just wants to do some economics damage down in the main. We got some drones trying to block the spine crawler as it's finishing up here. They are on hold position, so we got a handful more banelings being morphed in, and this could be enough for SLeet to actually take this first game. We'll have to see whether or not he's able to continue to hold on. Lings are coming in. Ooh, and the nice surround on these lings. A lot of them going down very, very quickly, but SLeet is just continuing to pile on the pressure as more lings are being morphed in and running across the field. LeSbA's definitely on a little bit of a back foot. Now, the expansion is already up, so definitely in a good position to economically and as well as production-wise. He's going to be able to pump out a lot more units. A couple banelings are going to be morphed, and some damage is going to get done. So the question of the day is, can LeSbA actually apply pressure or counter pressure to you know, even out the drone count. Now, it really isn't that much of a difference. Looking at the units lost tab, it's pretty even. Maybe just one or two drones here. Well, no, that would be the yeah. So it's pretty even. So, anyways, LeSbA's now got up a handful of spine crawlers. Going to be able to deal with a lot of issues trying to sneak a ling in to take down those banelings, but it doesn't. Ooh, might get one. Ooh. Very nice defense by SLeet. And actually, there's a full surround on the rest of these lings, so LeSbA's still like, hey, I'm going to just capitalize on this, go right in, and see if we can get a cancel on this hatchery. A cancel on this hatchery would be a significant blow to SLeet's economy, and as well as the progression of this game. It does look like the Binglings are trying to get in to get the damage done, but there's very careful. Ooh, nice split by those lings, so handful of lings. There we go. One's going to go down. More lings are going up in the main. SLeet is holding that off fairly well. A couple more lings still left here by LeSbA, and things are actually starting to look in LeSbA's favor now, as we see that, you know, the hatchery's already been done. We've now got 2 queens injecting, doing what they need to, and SLeet is kind of on the back foot. Still doesn't really have a queen. The queen's down here. Yeah, things have definitely leveled out a little bit, and I would say overall LeSbA's probably in a better position. Now, having the Baneling nest is definitely a perk that SLeet has over his opponent, but it's not necessarily a complete game changer. LeSbA's actually going to get a nice scout off in the main, and pretty much going to see everything that's going on, realize that there really isn't a whole lot going on, and LeSbA's going to pretty happily sit back and start to drone up now. Actually, both players are kind of, you know, feeling pretty comfortable. Now, we do have a Roach Warren going down for LeSbA, which is probably the appropriate tech choice, just because he didn't take the time to get the Baneling nest out, and Banelings versus Roaches, Roaches do a little bit better than Lynx. So, looks like SLeet's going to try and apply a little bit more pressure now. As far as the ling count goes, I believe they're pretty even. 17 to 13, so ooh, some very nice Baneling hits. A lot of those lings going down, and the queen's actually taking a lot of those Baneling hits, so that just leaves the rest of the lings, and those lings are going to get taken out fairly quickly, and actually the spine crawler is going to survive with 3 health. So yeah, so basically LeSbA's doing really good. He's got 10 drones over his opponent, and is just starting his roach production. And meanwhile, back at SLeet's base, he's going to go ahead and get up to lair, which I'm not sure the reasoning for that. He's probably going to try and, I mean, he can't really throw down a Roach Warren. Okay, really fast Spire. I don't know why I agree with this, because while the Spire is going to be a nice diversification of his tech, he's really not going to have the gas, considering he's not even fully saturated as natural. He's only going to be able to produce maybe a handful of mutas overall, so the most that he's going to be able to do is, you know, kind of clean up some of these overlords, but other than that, he's pretty much stuck. LeSbA's going to pick off a handful of those Banelings, and the Roaches are going to be able to do a little bit of damage. Lings are going to try and get in for SLeet and get a good scout on what's going on, as well as maybe take out a queen or some drones. So yeah, so overall I'd say really isn't going to get a whole lot done with that. Now, if he does get the queen, that would be a nice little victory, which he will. So yeah, so production will be mildly halted for LeSbA, but overall I'd say things are still looking pretty good for LeSbA. He's going ahead and taking his third, you know, playing out that early rush in the exact manner that you need to. You know, once you feel like you can start to get, you know, capitalize on what you have over your opponent, you know, just get further ahead. So a bunch of spine crawlers coming out from SLeet. He's very worried that this roach push is going to do a lot of damage. Only 2 mutas coming out at this point. I mean, there's no other... Oop, wrong button. There's no current mutas out on the field, so basically it's going to be a couple of mutas, 6 in total, and +1 flyers on the way. So the question of the day is, will he be able to hold? LeSbA's got a pretty big force that is going to be charging into this natural, and first couple mutas are going to pop out. Lings are going to go ahead and take the first shots. A couple Banelings curiously perched behind the spine crawlers. And yeah, LeSbA's like, okay, I don't want to really get in and engage this. And actually, this is a very, very nice surround by these Lings. SLeet's doing a lot of damage. And with the Muta backup, I would say that this is going to get cleaned up fairly well. And basically, LeSbA's, given SLeet another opportunity to get in this game. Now, we do have a whole bunch of Spore Crawlers going down in pretty much all of the bases. He knows that he doesn't really have a counter to those Mutas at this point. He knows that the Muta count is going to get pretty high very quickly if he doesn't deal with that. Now, with only having a handful of Mutas out at this point, every Muta counts. So as long as he can keep these alive, he should be in a good position to actually take this game. But we will have to see. Third base is going to go ahead and go down for SLeet, start to get his economy back rolling. And he's going to try and pick off some of these Overlords. Not going to quite get that one. But yeah, overall, things are starting to pan out into a very interesting game. We have a handful of Hydralisks coming out. Those are going to be a nice little addition to his army composition to deal with those Mutas. And the question of the day is he going to try and apply pressure soon? Or is he going to just sit back on his 3-base economy and try to capitalize on it? So Mutas are going to come in here to the natural, and we'll see if they can get that much damage done. Now, going to try and pick off one of these extractors to hopefully minimize the amount of gas that's being mined at this point. Granted, there are 2 extra geysers down here that still could be taken. So I'm just trying to get into a decent position. And yeah, so now we are looking at, Swarm Host. Infestation Pit did go down, and we have a handful of Swarm Host on the way. So kind of an interesting tech choice. I can't say that I've seen this composition out of any pro players, so I'll be curious to see how this pans out. It should be okay as long as he can get the Swarm Host in a good enough position. Usually you have really, really nice creep going across the map. And quite honestly, Swarm Hosts aren't really that great for defense, so we'll have to see whether or not it's going to be enough. A couple of those Locusts going to be poking at the Roaches. Now those Locusts do a significant amount of damage, so he's going to get those other 2 in position and start having them spit out Locusts. And it looks like, where'd the Mutas go? The Mutas are way out of position. They're not even close. Did they die? I'm not sure where they went, and it looks like LeSbA's going to come in here and snipe the third, doing a lot of damage to these Lings. And while the Swarm Hosts do produce, our free units, he is going to be so close. He is going to snipe the third. So yeah, so he's in a pretty good position. Now, I really don't know what happened to those Mutas. I mean, if we look at the units count, all of the Mutas are dead. So I'm not sure if he just chose to engage. I will definitely have to go back and give you the 4-1-1 in the next game, just so you guys know what happened and I can explain what the deal was. But anyways, yeah, LeSbA's in a very, very good position. He has pretty much dealt with any and all potential harassment tools that SLeet had, and as his supply continues to creep up, he's going to be in a very, very good position to A-move into his opponent. Swarm Hosts slowly crawl across the map, trying to get into a good enough position to start to siege on this third base. But the question of the day is, will he be able to? I'm not sure what happened to my mouse. And we're going to pause the replay, and there we go. Now we're back in business. So yeah. So these Swarm Hosts are going to start to siege upon the main army that LeSbA has, but will it be enough? Now, well, that Swarm Host just wanted to die. I'm not sure if this is a good trade for LeSbA. Obviously, it's free unit. Ooh, there we go. He's moving in. A handful of more Mutas. I'm not sure where they came from, but looks like SLeet is going to go ahead and back off, because he wants to... Ooh, Hydras are in a pretty good position to take some of these out. 3 are going down pretty much instantly, and it looks like the rest of these are going to get dealt with. So, yeah, I would say LeSbA's still in a very good position, being almost double the supply of his opponent, and things are not looking very good for SLeet. That early aggression didn't quite pan out the way he wanted to. Now, he is going to go ahead and try to take a 4th, and so is LeSbA, and it looks like he's going to try and come in. More Mutas. Why more Mutas? Mutas really aren't going to be able to do a whole lot against this army, and it's going to be very difficult for SLeet to really hold on. LeSbA's just pushing in here. There's really not much he can do, and SLeet is going to go ahead and call GG. Hey guys, I hope you guys enjoyed game number 1 of week 4 here at the Thunderdog League series. Feel free to go ahead and click the middle of the screen and go on to game number 2. If you enjoyed this series and would like to subscribe, feel free to hit that subscriber button down in the lower left hand corner. Also, if you enjoyed, feel free to share with your friends on Facebook and Twitter, as well as hit that like button and get the word out about the Thunderdog League series. So, like I said, you can click on the middle of the screen to go into game number 2, and also hit the Thunderdog symbol there to the left if you would like to subscribe. I hope you guys enjoy, and I'll see you guys in the next game.